I know who we all are. I know who is here. And I know, therefore, that we share a vision for the future of our nation.
WHAS 11 News is in Indianapolis tonight. We've been covering Vice President Kamala Harris speaking today to thousands of women from a historically black sorority in Indianapolis. She arrived in Indianapolis late this morning, just speaking before 1 o'clock. You can see her stepping off right up here. This is Air Force Two, and it is our top story coverage for you at 6. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt. WHAS 11's Isaiah Kim Martinez and our senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton are covering the appearance. And Isaiah, it certainly comes at a time when Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear is still alive on that list as a possible candidate for vice president.
Certainly, Doug, and as we know, it all falls on Vice President Kamala Harris to decide that. Today was an opportunity to see how she balances showing some of her personality, being the presumptive Democratic nominee, while also shedding light on some of her promises, things she would do if elected. But it's not lost on anyone, including folks here in Indianapolis, that she's actively searching for a running mate. Within an hour of Air Force Two arriving in Indianapolis, Vice President Kamala Harris appearing before 6,000 sorors of Zeta Phi Beta, a historically black sorority. One of the big topics of her speech, abortion rights.
Well, let me tell you something. When I am president of the United States, and when Congress passes a law to restore those freedoms, I will sign it into law. We are not playing around.
It was just her second address on the road since getting President Biden's blessing to lead the Democratic ticket. And just 3 days since she made a string of calls to Democrats, including Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear. He talked to me one-on-one in Frankfurt on Monday.
She asked for my support. I agreed, and thus this morning I fully endorsed her and will do everything I can to help her win.
Beshear is on a short list of potential candidates Harris could pick to be her VP. ABC News reporting he's one of several contenders asked to send materials for vetting. But she is looking for a VP. Have you been keeping up?
I have.
What are your thoughts on some of the names thrown out there?
There's a lot of good names out there. I think they need to find somebody who matches her energy.
A Morning Consult poll just out Wednesday ranks Beshear as the second most popular governor in the country. But do voters from other states, like Hector Lewis of Jackson, Mississippi, know of him? Do you know the name Andy Beshear?
I do.
Any thoughts about Andy Beshear as a whole?
He's on the list for a reason.
Would you support him?
I'll support whoever the VP candidate is, because we're supporting the ticket.
I posed the same question to Tyrion Robertson from Atlanta. When I say the name Andy Beshear, do you know that name?
No. So you say he's the gentleman from Kentucky. I'll ask my son about that.
What would you like to see in a running mate for Kamala Harris? What kind of person?
One who's going to save the world.
Very honest. Right there, very honest answer there. Now we want to read you a few facts here today. We know that this was a chance for Kamala Harris to speak to a group that is very excited about her historic bid for president, and that is women of color, specifically a group that Democrats feel is essential to win in November. In 2020, in fact, the Associated Press found 93% of black women voters voted for President Biden. And after Harris announced her candidacy on Sunday, and after getting the president's blessing, we found about 90,000 black women logged on to a video call that was for her campaign. Doug.
Well, Isaiah, usually Governor Beshear is ever present around the state. We really didn't see him at many public events this week. As we know, he was supposedly turning over material or still being vetted by the Harris campaign. But tomorrow he's going to be front and center. Where do things stand here as we're going into Thursday with the speculation about Andy Beshear?
Well, Doug, tomorrow is Governor Beshear's Team Kentucky update, something he does just about every Thursday. This one, you can imagine reporters will be lining the lists to get a question in, just given everything that's happened over the past 3 days. There is a lot still to be answered here. The governor's team has not confirmed to me those reports that he's being vetted and asked to turn over some of the information to Harris's team. So we'll be looking for him to confirm that, as well as have they had any more conversations since that Sunday call. Doug.